Hello, I'm FGX Toycat, and recently there's been a fair amount of criticism regarding the 1.16 update because they added partially filled nether portals to the overworld, and some people feel this messes with the progression of Minecraft. I've even seen one comment which said that yes, the first step in Minecraft is to go to the nether, the second step can be to get netherite, and the third step can be to get wood, which is of course ridiculous, but I did decide to try out here on this channel going to the nether and getting netherite without crafting or breaking a single block in the overworld myself, and it was in fact successful. It's just that it's very slow on the average Minecraft seed. The key phrase there being the average Minecraft seed. There are of course going to be Minecraft seeds that are much better than that, and given that seeds are a thing we specialize in here in this channel, Seed Sunday of course, why not go ahead and prove there is a Minecraft seed where you can get to the nether in, let's say, less than 30 seconds from spawning, and let's prove that once you get to the nether, you should be able to get to a piglin bastion and get some of that netherite loot without having to do any fancy nether stuff, and let's do it before our first Minecraft day is even over. And after loading up dozens of world, here is the seed we're going to be using today, and we're going to be doing this exclusively in survival with no cheats and with no deaths, or rather we'll restart if we die, and that's because a lot of people felt it wasn't a fair comparison to use the locate command on the random Minecraft seed, but I was trying to show how even with the huge advantage of knowing where every single ruin portal was, it still wouldn't help you out a great deal, and you know, that's why this is going to be very different, because we know where our ruin portal is, which means we can find it in just like 20 seconds as fast as this, and it's a nice ruin portal that misses just one bit of obsidian, meaning a nice average chest just like this one right here will give us a gold sword, will give us some food, and will also allow us to get to the nether, or rather have a nether portal, in less than 30 seconds. How great is that? I hear you ask. Very great is the answer. And yeah, then once we're in the nether, you can see how, by the way, it's worth mentioning, this chest that contained flint and steel, and which also contained obsidian, is actually something that won't generate that way every time. It's about a 1 in 8 chance. So 7 in 8 times you don't get this stuff. It's just sometimes you do. Sometimes you can get to the nether this fast. And similarly, like getting to a piglin bastion, it's going to take us a couple of hundred blocks. A couple of hundred blocks can be easy, or we can get attacked by ghasts. There's a lot of randomness to this. By the way, in case you're curious, we're mining soul soil right now. Soul soil is a basically nether equivalent of dirt. It's you know, just dirt really in a lot of ways, except it makes you run slightly slower, and it goes blue when you light it on fire, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, otherwise, and somehow I got lit on fire myself. But yeah, basically that's all it does, that's all it's here for. Not so handy in the grand scheme of things, but it will allow us to get to the nearest piglin bastion, because there's a lot of lava in the nether, especially when you spawn this low down. So we're gonna have to bridge across a lot of that if we want to get where we're going. We have to go like up here, do a lot of like roundabout behaviors, because yeah, we're trying to get around a nether that isn't necessarily meant to be super friendly and welcoming in every way, and even contains some skeletons which want me dead. So just run right past that skeleton. Hope he's not here when I get through this cave. Run through this cave, take a little up thing right here, nice and easy, and then yeah, you can see how from here it's pretty smooth sailing. We've just got to do a small jump over there. While doing this, we also have to avoid more skeletons, which, by the way, can very much and do want to kill you. And just avoid those skeletons, avoid everything happening around this area. And then, oh god, what just attacked us? I'm not sure. But avoid everything happening around this area. Usually with no food. We're lucky in that we have golden carrots. Most of the time, you have no food, no wood, no real method of defense besides maybe a sword if you get really lucky. And then you want to run this way a little bit. Eventually, you'll find yourself in a never waste biome, which is kind of nice as a surprise after all of this other stuff. And you want to, at the very edge of this thing, while there are lots of mobs trying to kill you, bear in mind, you want to kind of like bridge over to this. You want to jump over here, and then boom, what's that? We found ourselves some blackstone. This isn't actually indicative of a piglin bastion nearby, but there does happen to be one just past this portal, which again, you're going to need some secondary chest, or to get lucky with your first chest in this one, because you need gold armor for the piglins not to attack you on sight. Which you are going to need, by the way, because if you don't have gold armor, the piglins will attack you on sight. We are so lucky that we got not only some food to survive the onslaught, but also we got a sword if we really wanted. We've got a hoe with efficiency 1. Yeah, this is the dream hoe right here. And yeah, we've also got a bit of gold armor, which means the piglins won't attack us immediately on sight, which is the best we can ask for right here. And now all we have to do is a little bit of mining or bridging or something, and we have found ourselves a bastion really, yes, that fast. I want to reiterate here, by the way, we are less than 5 minutes into our Minecraft world, and we have gotten to what I would argue is the very hardest Minecraft structure that the game kind of has to throw at you. The one with the best loot, if nothing else. Although we need more soul soil. We're getting in there. Or soul sand. What a nice pleasant surprise after all this time. But yeah, basically, we can get to the fastest structure, we can get to the most complex, most rewarding structure in Minecraft in 5 minutes of spawning. Yes, that is really possible. Except, again, when people say like, oh, well, it's so easy to get Netherite, there's a lot of asterisks that are required to get here. But first of all, now we're here, let's talk about what we can actually do here. We can, of course, trade with the piglins, but we don't have any gold ingots, and therefore, the only thing that the piglin bastion really offers us this early on is the ability to find these chests which can contain netherite and netherite tools. However, an important lesson that you probably saw from the last time we tried this is that if a piglin is too close to you when you open a chest, he will in fact attack you, and this is sadly also true if you break the chest, and given that there's a lot of lava around here, it's probably not a good idea to do either of those things, as you can see from this. Actually getting the netherite loot, therefore, is kind of a different question because getting into the piglin chests in survival is something that is kind of hard, that isn't really so much covered. So let's precisely talk about how you can do that here on YouTube. First of all, is you can wait for the piglins to go away. That's an easy enough solution. They only will know that you've used the chest from a certain radius, and if none of them are in the radius, you can go in here, you can get your netherite shovel. The second solution beyond that, because sure, this is a great solution by itself, waiting for long enough or just hoping that no one is around that cares is definitely a great idea, but assuming this one doesn't work for you, there are a few other options that work. Two is just fighting off the piglins themselves, just, killing them all to the death. I mean, that probably goes without saying, right? So, go stealthy or go loud are the easy two options, but there's also a few other niche options. The third of which involves a piglin, which is right here. I'm invisible. I open the chest. As you can see, piglin doesn't know because the piglin doesn't know who opened the chest because I am invisible. That is the easiest solution. Just be invisible, but obviously, again, invisibility potions, not so easy to come by, mostly not so useful in survival. I love that this is a real use for them. So I'd say the easiest repeatable solution for survival that is fast and easy to do, and it feels extra sneaky in my opinion, is just using a hopper just like this, and the hopper will take the items from the chest, which you can then take straight from the hopper. Boom, just like that, we have now filtered every single item out from there, and none of the piglins cared in the slightest. Just to show you this again, when there is in fact no invisibility effect, just in case you think that's the thing that makes this work, no, you place a hopper under there, piglins don't understand redstone, they don't understand you're stealing their stuff, and they're not bothered in the slightest, even though it's all fading away from their precious chest. Except, again, don't check in the chest. That's a bad idea, really want to avoid doing that. So yeah, have some escape mechanism, have some plan, and you can get yourself a netherite shovel with Unbreaking 1, except it's mostly broken, which counteracts the Unbreaking 1, but you can get netherite shovels, netherite hose, netherite tools, netherite armor, and even netherite scraps itself. It is a pretty cool thing that makes these structures pretty worthwhile to find. So if we quickly take a step back from the kind of nitty-gritty details, you realize how there is a lot of them required to get the netherite tools or scrap early. You can get netherite very early on before chopping down trees. You can get it early on. It might even be smarter than chopping down trees on some seeds, but even on these seeds, you still need good luck as far as chest spawns. The chest spawns won't always give you a piece of armor, as well as the obsidian, the flint and steel, the stuff like that, that you need if you're going to get into these places. And even once you've done that, you still need to have the skill to actually get the stuff from under the piglins' noses, or they'll knock you into lava, as we've proven time and time. They'll even knock each other off if you. That's how brutal they are. They'll do this, and they have done this time and time again. It's what the piglins are as people, and the rewards for knowing all of this stuff can sometimes be pretty low anyway. I mean, you're not always guaranteed netherite, and when you do get netherite, it can be a shovel that is, partially broken anyway. So what is the point, you might say? And the point is, it's a cool structure that is not meant for the very early game. The very, peak of players can access it early game, but that's a cool thing, not a bad thing. It's a thing that is an upside, not a downside. Because of the effort required, it's not going to change Minecraft. It's just a cool little niche run that allows people to do interesting things, like I hope that you found this video to be. Because fun fact, this is partially a Seed Sunday, right? So that's why we're here in creative, and that's why I want to show you that, like, hey, these piglin bastions are actually a really fun thing to raid on a very frequent basis, because you'll find a lot of these in your Minecraft world. They seem super, super rare, and to some extent they are, but bear in mind that this piglin bastion, on this seed, I showed you there was a piglin bastion found that way, right? That's the fastest one as best I can find from spawn, but if you want, you can take an entirely different route and you can go for a second one. Again, it's a lot more breaking blocks, so it's a bit slower, but it is closer by distance. If you have a strider, if you have an elytra, if you have anything like that, you can very easily get over here, and even walking, it'll still take you just about 5 or 6 minutes, and you can find a second piglin bastion. And guess what? If we go any direction from here, you'll find even more of these. Assuming you find any other biome besides the basalt delta, that is, because piglin bastions will spawn in any biome that isn't this one. And even when you don't, need I not remind you that we already have a nether structure which generates with a lot of loot. That loot can sometimes even contain horse armor or diamonds, or, you know, if you're even luckier than that, you can find gold, chest plates, and gold, because guess what? Finding gold loot is not unique. The only thing that is unique about these structures is that they sometimes have broken netherite tools and some netherite scraps. I would argue, you know, that might not be the best of ideas, but the fact that they're broken, the fact that they're very poorly enchanted, to me at least should be the sign of like, yeah, Mojang hopefully knows that, you know, netherite stuff should be best obtained by mining it yourself. There is a secondary way if you want to find a piglin bastion, but as long as we don't power creep to the point where we have with diamond, where diamond isn't just obtainable from mining, it's obtainable from, you know, chests in the nether and the overworld and the end, as well as enchanted diamond tools being tradable from the end, as well as from, you know, like villages in the overworld because of the village and pillage update, as well as being able to find loot like diamonds underwater now next to spawn. There's been this sort of stuff happening all the time as far as Minecraft devaluing the mining in their game, but I hope that nether mining stays useful, and having the rarest ore in the game definitely makes it likely that it will stay that way. It makes me hope at least, and maybe it makes you hope as well. I mean, sure, if I was in charge of Minecraft, I would probably make the ruin portals spawn slightly less, you know, common than they are. I mean, sure, if I was in charge of Minecraft, would I make the ruined nether portals spawn less than they do right now? Probably, especially in the overworld. I don't mind their nether spawn rate, but in the overworld, it feels a bit weird that there are tiny bits too common for my liking. And also, you know, if I really was in charge of the game, I'd be like, yeah, netherite tools being pre-enchanted in chests? No, no, no. They should spawn with nothing on them, or they should, you know, and they also should they should spawn pre-ruined like they do right now. I feel like it's a fair enough balance. If it was really me in charge, I'd be like, actually, no netherite tools spawning whatsoever. You gotta find those entirely by mining. I guess having a way to get it that is tricky, that requires the kind of heist mission of using invisibility or a hopper, or, you know, being able to kind of stealth your way around. There is a fun to that that really, you know, people aren't mentioning when they're talking about, you know, how, like, unfair and OP this is, and that's something I want to mention. However, in the world where I don't design Minecraft, which, you know, thankfully, because otherwise there wouldn't be a Nether update at all. It'd just be cave update after cave update after cave update. I like mining. Has that come across in this video? But in the world where I do not design Minecraft, this is a great seed that allows you to get to a, you know, piglin bastion within just a few hundred blocks off the nether portal spawning, and you can get to the nether in 30 seconds of your spawn. So that is incredible. Even if you do this slowly, even if you get bad RNG on your chests, which you can just reload the world, it's 30 seconds each time. And let me tell you, by the way, we did have to reload a lot for this challenge to work. Again, literally, you know, 5 or 6 extra time. Look at all the loot we got. It's a whole thing. Basically, this challenge isn't so easy as you might think, because the piglin bastions, there's a lot going on with them, and there's a lot of things to find here, not just the chests with sometimes netherite. I would argue at a certain point in the game, finding, actually wait, ancient debris, that is incredible, but like, finding crying obsidian, finding gold swords and crossbows and stuff isn't going to be the unique thing. The unique thing will be the fact that it's a great source of the polished blackstone bricks. That's why I've had the idea now of like, why don't we destroy an entire one of these? I'm going to do that after this update comes out. Amongst a bunch of other things, something I've been considering with this seed is, do you think we should try living in the nether, like, get to the nether in 30 seconds, and then stay in the nether for an entire game, try and beat Minecraft, only going back to the overworld to find the stronghold / end portal, not being able to find like a single block in there? I think that'd be fun. Let me know what you think about like a surviving in the nether challenge, and also let me know what you thought of this video with either a like, a subscribe, or if you really liked it, you can turn on notifications so you see more of these videos. It's something I appreciate because it allows you to see more of my videos, which is something I obviously want you to do because I put a lot of effort into them every single day. And if you enjoy those, then I hope you see me tomorrow. And if you don't, thank you for watching regardless. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.